What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 13th day of September, and here we are with about 1 day and 10 hours left in this week, sitting at 1.23 cents. It's beautiful. It's looking like we have found the low indeed, my friends. Looking more and more like it every single day. That was a nice recovery that we had yesterday, coming back up and closing a little bit higher. That was a 17% move to the upside. If we're looking at this here from a relative low to a relative high, we started to consolidate really at this 1272, 1414 area, and typically with this you would expect to go lower. We are at an area to reject, being at the 886, 786 area, but that's not what I'm calling for. I do expect that we'd move higher. However, understand if we do come back down here, the odds that we go lower, that we go down to about 0.009 or even lower than that, the odds of that happening increases. So if you want to validate that this is the low, I'm not saying that we can't have a red day. I'm just saying you got to keep going and don't come back to this area here. Okay, don't come back to this or lower. We don't want to do that. It's okay if you come down a little bit from here, but hold this area and move on up. Okay, hold this area and move on up while you're at it. Let's see. 1 hour time frame here. Looking at this. Come on. The RSI is bouncing off the 50 here, once, twice, right there. The stochastics here, we've got a nice kind of bullish structure, higher lows, all that stuff. If we're looking at the MACD does have lower lows, which is a little bit momentarily bearish, but you know, in the face of these two indicators, I think that we're in a more bullish posturing. The MACD is less reliable on this 1 hour time frame anyways, so it's possible that we go a little bit lower. You know, we had a second attempt here to move higher, and there wasn't that much volume. We could move down below about 1.2 cents again, maybe as low as 1.16, 1.17, 1.14, whatever, something in that area. It's very fine if we do that. We just need to have a positive reaction if we do something like that. Okay, if we're looking at this here on the 4 hour time frame, Bitcoin might be moving up, you guys. It might be doing the same thing it did yesterday, having that kind of bearish look at this point in the day, and then it might be moving up to have a strong finish. We might get that bullish weekend after all. Wouldn't that be something? I think that'd be fantastic if we did. Even if today closes red, though, for Bitcoin, tomorrow could close green. So looking at this here from a high to a low, 382 bounce. Oh, I'm like, wait a second, that chart doesn't look right. There we go, my bad. From a low to a high, that's what we were looking for. Low to a high. We also have the 382 bounce. Hold on. 382 bounce, and we tried getting above the 236. The fact that we came back down is not necessarily encouraging, but OnyxCoin can be squirrely. We were squirrely yesterday, right? These wicks are kind of just teasing us at this point in time, so I'm not too intimidated by this one. The 4 hour RSI does look very bullishly postured, as does the stochastics and the MACD, all very bullishly postured. So even if we come lower, you know, the lowest I think we go to is about 1.13 cents. So that's 0.0113, 0.0113. I doubt that we go below there or too much below there. Maybe we hold support at 1.165 cents, something like that, and they continue to move higher. But overall, these indicators look bullish. I really wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the day we were at higher prices. Hold on now, let's see. There we go. Weekly time frame, maybe daily time frame. Let's actually go to the daily time frame. If we're looking at the daily time frame here, we're rejecting the overbought zone. The stochastics are rejecting the overbought zone, and the MACD, I can't talk. I got something in my throat. There we go. The mornings, man, they're rough on me. Finding support here on your MACD oscillators is kind of like a double bottom. You are building bullish momentum at a rate that we haven't seen really since July. We cross above the 0, we'll probably get a massive move up that is akin to what we saw back here, or even potentially larger than both of them. Again, OnyxCoin, you guys, when it moves up, and it's been beaten up so much, this thing can move up a dramatic amount in a very short amount of time. I mean, we're down 3% today. In the next 9 hours and 38 minutes, we could be up, like how yesterday was, 17% up. We could be up 30%, 17%, 10%, whatever. Maybe we close exactly here or lower, and that's fine if we do. but that doesn't mean that that we're in any kind of bad shape, right? I very much do believe we're at the low. Here we are finding resistance at prior support. It might make sense to come down a little bit, but that's okay. You know, find support at prior resistance or prior support back here, and then continue to move higher. I very much do believe that we're on our path higher. So, you know, you'll start to notice that the trolls that were down here that were very, very loud, the trolls that were over here that were very, very loud, as we move higher and higher, they will become quieter and quieter, and eventually they dissipate. It's a magic act that they do, little Houdini action there. The great disappearance is coming. If we're looking at this here from a high to a low, give me the low, high to low, I would expect that we continue to grow, and that we'll see prices as high as 8.2 cents or 15.7 cents very, very soon, you guys. Somewhere in this area, probably, I mean, if not by the end of September, it really could happen by the end of September that we're up in this area sometime in October, and we're pushing on higher to 26 to 32 cents. These might sound like incredibly high targets, but understand, you guys, OnyxCoin, we look, and they're incredible targets. They're incredible behavioral movements, okay? But OnyxCoin consolidated for a very long time here, and then it ripped at a miraculous pace, okay? We've consolidated now since January 20th of this year. We've been in this same consolidation phase. When this cuts loose, which I think we're at the very beginning of it, when this cuts loose, we're going to see a miraculous run. We're going to see an absolutely miraculous run. And I think that even from here, that would be anything from like a 20x to a 24, 25x potential, okay? 26 to 32 cents. If not by the end of October, maybe sometime in November. If not then by the end of the year. But it's happening very, very soon. It's the middle of September now. We got a lot of growth to go and not a lot of time left between now and then. It's time to load up the truck. If you've got any extra cash on the side, it's time to put it in OnyxCoin. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.